The death of a loved one is a painful process, but making your family aware of your wishes now can save them from having to make tough choices during an already difficult time. Cremation has become more and more common, and here to tell us more about it is Mike Carpenter. He is the general manager of Lemon Funeral Home. Welcome.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
I'm happy to have you here. I know this is a subject not a lot of people really want to talk about, but it's important that people understand all of their options, including cremation.
It is, and recently more families have selected cremation as their choice, and when we meet with the families, sometimes you can tell they don't know all of their options.
Right.
So when a family does pre-plan, they can tell the story and plan all the details of the event,
right,
rather than having to handle all those details at the time that someone passes away.
And you mentioned something there. You said tell the story. I know that Lemon Funeral Home is really about making sure that you tell a person's life story and give the family something to celebrate in the middle of such a difficult time.
Absolutely. And that's what we're focused on right now. We've made some changes to the funeral home in that respect. Mm-hmm. We've redone the interior of the funeral home to make it more contemporary and have a more positive feel.
Yes.
More positive experience for the family when they come in.
Mm-hmm.
We've also, through our Life Well Celebrated program, we've changed the rooms a little bit where we can have the feel of the room of the person, what their interests are.
Right.
So their hobbies, if they're into the Ravens, the Orioles, boating.
Right. The way
reading.
that you could, yes.
So we enhance the room.
Yes.
And have items around the room. When people walk in, they can feel that that's their mother's room.
A piece of their loved one. Yeah.
And the same thing with their visitors when they come in. They say they can see what their mom was into and interested in.
So what should people keep in mind when considering a cremation memorial?
Really, the options are limitless. We do start with the service. You can have a religious service, or you can have a lively life celebration. Mm-hmm. And that is where the options really expand. We start with the Life Well Celebrated concept, where we have the room enhanced with the family's interest. Mm-hmm. But then you can also, in the end, after the service is over, we've added dinner rooms to our funeral homes.
Oh.
So after the service is over, you can still be with your friends and
right, at
continue.
The same location.
Yes,
you're not moving somewhere else.
Continue to the dinner room and continue the celebration from there.
Of life, absolutely. And I'm wondering about the loved one's ashes. You can take those ashes with you. Otherwise, they can be buried as well, sort of almost like a burial that you would do, a traditional burial. But what are the other options?
Well, you can buy a lot for the ashes and have the burial there, but also people scatter the ashes, mm-hmm. Whether it's in the ocean or private, personal property. Mm-hmm. We also have jewelry that people use where you can get a necklace and
have it contained right there.
Correct.
Oh.
And then that can act as a keepsake going forward from generation to generation.
And as we wrap up, I want to ask you too about pre-planning for cremation memorials, just like you would do for traditional burial. That's possible, right?
Absolutely. And we encourage it. My role at the funeral home is to make arrangements at the time someone does pass away. Mm-hmm. So I see both sides where families have pre-planned and have not. And it's a totally different conversation,
yeah.
A totally different arrangement when all of the details are mapped out, and it's just a matter of confirming what the thoughts are to
yes.
plan the celebration. And it's much easier on the families going forward.
I will say that. My grandfather actually planned his before he passed, mm-hmm. and we always said it was a gift to us as well, because we were already mourning, and
Absolutely.
We knew exactly what he wanted.
And then
so
you
it's a great
can
idea.
spend time with your family rather
Absolutely.
Than handling all these details.
Yes. Well, thank you so much for sharing that and sharing it with our viewers. And you have the Imagine book that will help people plan. So if
yes.
you want to plan those final arrangements, you can do so at dignitybaltimoredc.com. We'll be right back right after this. Stay tuned.